Welcome back. We are so excited that you have now um, watched our welcome video and you've stepped into the getting started and how to, get your journey moving with Juice Plus. And now we need to talk about how to hashtag share it.
Yeah, share. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? To share and inspire and educate people on their nutrition and their health journeys. But how does that look? I think that can sometimes be a little bit intimidating in the beginning. How do I share Juice Plus? Well, I'm going to make it very simple for you.
Very simple.
You start with your why.
Absolutely.
You simply share why you love Juice Plus. What has it done for you or your family or your friends? How has the business maybe impacted your life already? Or how has the business impacting your friends? That's really where you start. You start with your why, and then you focus on building relationships and connecting with people, being intentional about making new friends and joining new groups, commenting on your Facebook friends' posts, and inviting to special events. It's very doable. Yeah. And there's a lot of tools to help you out along the way. But the most important thing is that you start with your why.
Because really, people do not care what you do.
They care why you do it.
It's not what am I doing, what is Jackie doing, it's why. How does it touch them and how do they feel like they can relate to that and they want it to?
Yeah, so it's important when you're thinking about who you want to share Juice Plus with, that you also think about why. Why them? How would Juice Plus impact them and why would it be important for them to listen to your message? Yeah.
So let's talk about the memory jogger a little bit. Do you remember that from the Getting Started checklist? Do you want to show them where that is?
Yeah, so remember, back on your missiondrivenmodel.info website, I'm going to share my page so you can see exactly what we're talking about here. Right here under if you scroll down, so this is missiondrivenmodel.info. Remember, this is where we can find pretty much everything we need. You'll scroll down to building your customer base. Right under here is our memory jogger. And really, this is just a great way for you to kind of think of who you know that you might not really be thinking of very easily. We really encourage you to start a list. This list here is 25 people. That's a great place to start, but we would love to see you add to that list regularly. When you come across people or maybe somebody makes a post on their Facebook about how their kids are sick for the third time that month, and you're like, you know what, I really need to share Juice Plus with them, add them to your list. It's a great way to get started, thinking about who you want to share Juice Plus with. And then you're going to want to think about how to share Juice Plus.
Make the invitation. It really depends on that relationship, on what the need is. If it's your mom, you're going to be pretty direct with your mom, like, Mom, I just started Juice Plus and I know it is going to help you so much because of, or it might be, more indirect, like, hey, Mrs. Williams, my kid's teacher, can I get your opinion on our tower gardens or something like that? Or I want to show you something and get your opinion. Or the doctor, hey, I've got this research that I have on this product that I am interested in and I want to get your opinion. So it just depends on who you're talking to.
Absolutely.
As to how you're going to bring it up. But most importantly, it's if I, would you?
Right. If I shared a video with you, would you watch it? Or if I sent you the research, would you be able to look it over for me? Or if I invited you to this special event, would you attend? Think about your invitation as an invitation to the presentation. So you want to invite somebody to learn more about Juice Plus and what you have to offer before you present it to them. You want them to give you permission to hear that presentation, and if that makes sense.
Yeah, and how much relief you should feel right now that you are just the messenger.
Right.
Like, you don't have to know everything to share Juice Plus. And that is something we hear a lot. Well, I don't know enough, or I don't have a story. Like, let's talk a little bit about that. I started the product in the business at the exact same time.
Right. So she didn't have a story, which that might be the same case for you. But the power of nutrition. You understand that we need more fruits and vegetables, and that makes sense to you. So maybe you don't really have a story to share right away. That's okay.
Yeah.
maybe you can't necessarily connect with that why, but in your own personal story, but there's still a why there.
Yes.
Why is it important for you to share nutrition with people? That's still there. So if you need a little bit of help, I recommend going right here to your stories, this tab here. It's an amazing way for you to kind of think about your story. If you're still in the process of trying the product, this is going to look different, and this is probably going to take a little bit more time to develop, but this is a very great way for you to learn how to share your story. Sharing our story is really the most powerful thing we can do. And if you don't have a story yet, the good thing is there are so many other stories out there for you to be able to share.
I love the Juice Plus Stories site.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that maybe before, but the Juice Plus Stories Facebook group is packed full of stories. Nothing but stories. Most of them are, so impactful. When you read these, they're almost hard to believe. But the cool thing is that you probably know somebody with a similar health struggle that sharing those stories with could really, truly impact.
And so how we like to get someone in front of those stories is to, first ask permission to add them to the group. So, if I added you to a Facebook group, could I show you some stories? Would you be interested in seeing some other stories? Oh, yeah, I would. You go in and you add them to the group, and then you tag them in that story, finding a cholesterol story or you name it. Just search it,
you name it,
and tag them in that so that they can see that. And then they have access to all of those stories. Because remember, it's not about what you do, it's about why you do it.
Yeah.
And those stories help.
So that's easy. Ask, add, tag. And we want to make sure that we're doing that whenever we're adding people to either of our groups, the Juice Plus Stories group, or remember we have our Sozo Wellness Facebook group. That's where you can bring your prospects or your family members into that group and educate them, further drip some knowledge on them and inspire them to be healthy, whether they've started Juice Plus or not. But that's a great way to share.
Yeah. And we don't encourage at all the mass inviting or just like blindly adding people to groups. We want you to be sharing authentically and to really reach out and have that personal interaction with someone before you add them to the wellness page or to the Juice Plus Stories page, or even an event, I used to go in and be like, okay, who do I know? I'm just going to invite them and pray that they come, and as I became more aware of the impact of that, it's like, I want to personally invite them. Like, how much nicer does that feel and more personal?
People want to be valued and wanted, and they also want to be respected.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that we're asking their permission to be adding them to those groups, asking if they want to join us at an event because we really want them there. And again, it comes back to focus on building that relationship and always being genuine and authentic in the way that you share, no matter how you're sharing. So we've talked about sharing your story and how important and impactful that can be. If you don't quite have a story yet, then, look at our Juice Plus Stories group. That's a great way to relay some of the ways that Juice Plus is helping people, especially if you can reach somebody that has a similar story. But if you don't have a story, or maybe they don't really necessarily have a story either, we have these amazing tools that you can use. So that's another great way to share. And most of our tools are right back on our mission-driven model. So I want to take you there. So back here under building your customer base, we have all kinds of tools. So we've talked a little bit about social media. We could expand on that in just a couple more points. We want to make sure that you're making posts on social media about Juice Plus. It could be about your story. It could be about why you love the product. It could be about why you have signed up to join this mission. Sharing your experiences is really the best thing you can do on social media and making it still authentic and personal. We don't want to just blast information out there. We want to make it as inviting, but yet build some curiosity as possible. But there's some great training on that.
And I would also encourage you to friend other Juice Plus reps and see how they're sharing and comment on their stuff. We like to help each other out with that too, comment on each other's posts and like it. but you get to see how they're sharing and how they're creating curiosity, and you can incorporate that into your own posts. And as always on social media, like, don't forget to share other things you're passionate about, you know, and to, you know, just keep your social media a good balance between Juice Plus and your life, and people just getting to know you and still feeling like they're connecting with you on other levels.
Yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely. So something else that we want to make sure that you guys are doing authentically, but also in a balanced approach, is messaging people. You know, that's a great way to build relationships and stay connected, is through personal messages. So maybe you see a post on Facebook and you can take that to a personal message. Either somebody comments on your post, or they're making a post saying, you know, maybe their kids are sick, and you could take that to a private message. And the great thing is here, if you come to these tools here, you can see exactly the kinds of things that we can say and how to share and what that looks like for you in a message situation, as well as some great verbiage on how to invite to events. I love the way that they've invited to some of these events. You know, like this one. I don't know if this is for you or not, but I would love to show you more. You know, that's a great way to invite somebody to learn, because it's no pressure. It's like, I don't know if this is for you or not, but I would love to at least show you and let you decide. So we love events. If you click on this tool here, you can see what kinds of events we're talking about, but pretty much anything that involves an interaction with you and another person is an event. Really, we're going to make it simple for you. And our favorite events are wine and wellness events. We love those because they're very casual. We just get together with friends over some wine and some yummy food, and we talk about wellness. It's very conversational. We might ask some leading questions and really dive into our relationships. But we love those, I would say, the most. As well as salad in a jar parties. Those are fun. Any workshop type events. You could do a kombucha party. You could do an oatmeal in a jar, salad in a jar. I mean, honestly, one of the best things about sharing Juice Plus through live events is the type and style are endless. I mean, you could put healthy living in so many events. We've done workout workshops. We've done boot camps. Pool parties, play dates. I mean, we love doing coffee dates. Again, because they're super casual. Something we've been doing a lot of are the Shred 10 Taste of the Shred parties.
Where we make a couple recipes from our Shred cookbook that people get when they shred with us, and we just talk about the program. And that's cool because there's actually a presentation you can follow. So for a first-time party, it's pretty much all laid out for you. There's
some great info there too. And it's really like comprehensive and cohesive and makes a lot of sense. So very user-friendly. So if you haven't checked that out, we definitely encourage you to do that. And something new that we've been doing a lot of are Zoom events. So Zoom, you know, is great because you can connect with anybody, anywhere, at any time. It's just through the computer. And you invite them on the computer to learn more about what you're doing, more about Juice Plus, the product, and to hear a couple stories. So that's a really convenient way to share it as well. And then, of course, Facebook events. Facebook events are great because it allows you to give a lot of information at once. And so you can really educate people and give them a lot of information. So, and there's different types of Facebook parties. You know, we can do ones that are focused on kids' health, or maybe athletes, or maybe pregnant women, or maybe
Power Gardens.
Again, endless. So we really encourage you to make your first 30 days 3 events. Put them on the calendar. It could be one of each of these. You know, whatever that looks like to you is okay, but we really encourage you to go ahead and make that happen in your first 30 days.
Because the more you share, the more comfortable you'll become. You know, it's just getting out there and doing it. And, you know, getting yourself into those groups. So we talked a little bit about it in the beginning, but, you know, get yourself in front of people, new people. And give yourself an opportunity to share and let people hear your why.
You know, I mean, we don't really expect you to feel 100% comfortable with that at first. So 3-way calls is a great way to share too. And that's just you getting your sponsor or one of us on a phone call or on a Zoom call with your prospect or your friends and family, and let us do the talking. Let us answer the questions. because that's what we're here for. And you can use us as one of your tools to share at any time. And one of the other things we have to make sure we mention, I know we mentioned this on the Getting Started call, is Voxer.
That's what I was thinking too.
So Voxer is probably our most used tool on our team.
I mean, for the people who are sharing the most, they're using Voxer the most.
Yeah.
Because like people will have questions, and we hear a lot of people like, oh, how do I share Juice Plus? I don't know everything about it. I don't know all of the answers. And you know what? You are like a click away from all of the answers.
Like a click away. And we have so many people at the end of that button that can answer your question at any time of day.
Yeah.
On any topic. So it's really fabulous that we have that resource, and we have so many people there to help at the same time.
And we even share stories on Voxer. I mean, we have people who go in and they'll share their story, and then you can actually share a Voxer story with someone. And so it's not a video or an event, but they're hearing someone tell a story about something that relates to them. So
something else I want to make sure that you guys have as a resource for answering questions is the product question answers tab here on the Mission Driven Model.
Yes.
So look at all of these topics, you guys. So this is a great resource for you to, if you have a question about, our products being non-GMO or the omegas, you can come here and reference this first and see if you can find what you're looking for. In addition to that, we want to make sure we talk about product videos, because I love sharing product videos, especially if we don't necessarily have that story that we want to share, or maybe we've already shared our story, but it doesn't connect with your person. Maybe I'm talking about, my story with high cholesterol, but my friend is pregnant.
Yeah.
And I really want her on Juice Plus to support her pregnancy. I would send her to a video. And like I had shared before in our Getting Started tab, all of these different videos, there's so many different ways that Juice Plus helps people.
And the more of these videos that you watch, like the easier it is to share. I mean, be a consumer of as many videos as you can, in your passing moments, plug in a 3-minute video, listen to it, watch it. And as you hear that and you hear that verbiage, it does help you learn how to share, but also gives you great stories to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we hope that answers most of your questions about how to share and why to share. And we really look forward to seeing how you share. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope you learned a lot about how to share with your customers and why. Be sure to check in with your sponsor to set up some events, start that memory jogger, and start sharing soon. And stay tuned, because coming up next, we'll be talking about creating the best customer experience, how to set expectations, check in with your customers, and give them the inspiration and education they need on their Juice Plus journey.